could you explain how you know you don't have H. pylori? You don't. So you could do, remember, I explained those three tests for H. pylori. You could do the urea breath test, you could do a blood test for H. pylori, you could do a stool sample test. If all of those are negative, it still doesn't mean you don't have H. pylori. So you could have H. pylori that's harboring underneath your endothelial tissue in the smooth muscles of your arteries, and it's never going to show up on a blood test, and it's never going to show up on a stool sample test. It's definitely not going to show up on a urea breath test. So, well, how do you test for that? Well, unless you were going to go and do a biopsy of that tissue, well, actually, that's how they found that out. So it was actually study doing post-mortem biopsy. So people that died of heart disease, they did post-mortem biopsies of where the damaged vascular tissue was, where the occlusions were, and they found Borrelia burgdorferi, which is also a gram-negative bacteria, H. pylori, a gram-negative bacteria, heavy metals, and a couple other things. I can't remember the study now. But those were there in presence on almost all of those patients. So H. pylori is a big player. Gram-negative bacteria are big players because gram-negative bacteria have lipopolysaccharides in their cell membrane, which make them even worse bacteria. So, because when you do kill them, they liberate lipopolysaccharides, which are large enough to create an immune response, which can be deadly depending on where it is. So, it's best to just treat yourself for H. pylori on a regular basis, honestly. Well, how would I do that? Well, it's using things like that are in our Paraclear. Apex makes an HPLR specific for that. There's a number of different companies that make things to kill H. pylori. Berberine is one of the best things to kill H. pylori. Garlic is really good to kill H. pylori. Those things actually work really well and work better than the antibiotics. And have no side effects except if you're on a blood thinner, you can't be taking Garlic.